Well, hey, welcome back to the Talking to Teens show. One of the biggest things that teenagers cannot stand is when their parents are being hypocrites. Now, some of you are like, oh my gosh, that's so true. Right. Yes. So, hypocrites. And what about this? Not saying or living like you say you do, or pretending. Okay, this is like for church stuff. This was what like I would hear teens actually say to me specifically. Well, my parents lived one way at church, and when they're around these people, compared to what they are at home. They don't like that the parents are hypocrites and that they act one way at church and then a different way at home, like a complete different way, not just like a little bit. So we're going to talk about that today, but I'm going to turn it a little bit because I'm not here to bash on your parents. All right. We're going to turn the tables a little bit to you, the teenager. And I'm going to ask you, are you a hypocrite? And you know what? The answer is yes, because we all are. So I can be a hypocrite. Everybody can be hypocritical. And not because they're trying to, it's just, it's our human nature. That's just the way it is. But sometimes, it's more than others, isn't it? Sometimes it's stronger than others. And sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, they're so hypocritical, everything they do and everything they say, and they're so judgmental. But again, I'm turning it to you. But are you? And how much are you hypocritical? How much are you even judging? Right? And even that you would be so judgmental to your parents, not just people around you. And the other thing, how do you act at school and then at home? How do you act at church and then at home? And yes, we do act like around different people, that we can be more comfortable with, that we, just sometimes have more fun with, don't we? Depending on who that person is, to where, you guys have a lot in common. So then you just kind of act differently. And that's okay. That's not you being like hypocritical. Well, it can be, can't it? Because then you compromise things that you wouldn't normally. But when you get around a certain person, then just like all reasoning goes out the window. Anything goes, and you compromise everything. Like you have no standards, you have no values, you absolutely don't have anything because suddenly when you're around this person. And if you notice that, then you probably need to stop hanging out with that person. All right. This probably needs to be a bye bye, see you later. You can, be nice to them, but if it's getting you into trouble and getting you into a place that you don't want to be, especially here's the deal, the older you get, the higher the consequences. So as you're getting older and this person you keep getting in trouble with, and like I said, there's no boundaries, so there's no guidelines, there's no really stable anything except for like trouble, then it's probably a friendship that needs to be gone. And hey, this could also just even be a relationship that you're like dating the person, you're seeing the person, or you want to be boyfriend, girlfriend with this person. You need to put the brakes on and say, I'm sorry, I cannot do this. We cannot go any further. And then like, don't, okay? No matter how much they pursue you and try to contact you, do not. All right. Because if you're seeing red flags and you're seeing like, wow, okay, okay, I totally see what you're saying, Shawna. And I kind of do have a friendship like this. I do have a relationship that I kind of wanted to be in. And that is what it's like. So, nope. Perks. No, turn around, go the other way, like quickly. Okay. So then when I'm talking about how you act at home and how you act at church, how you act at school around these different people. But my big thing is, again, with if you going to church, maybe you're in youth group, and maybe the things that you would wear at church, would you wear at school? Would you say the things at church? And would you say them at school? Would you do the things at church that you do at school? Okay. So this is what I really want to really get into today. Okay. Is how much really, I guess that's what it is, isn't it? How much of a hypocrite really are you when it comes to church and school and your life outside of, you know what, church. Especially if people know that you go to church. And I don't know how it is that you even talk about that. Yeah, I gotta go to church tonight. So dumb. My parents want me to go. I always have to go on Wednesday or Tuesday or Thursday, whatever night that you go to church other than Sunday. Sometimes you're like, gosh, it's so dumb. It's so stupid. Or maybe you just don't even tell anybody. But here's the thing, too. How many people are you inviting to church? How many people do you even talk about Jesus to at school or in sports or, just that you're hanging out with? Do they even know that you maybe are a Christian? Do they even know that you have what? Accepted Jesus into your heart and now what? You're just like secret Christian. You don't want anyone to know. Oh my gosh, because it's a secret. So the only one that needs to know is me and Jesus. It's our thing, Shauna. It's we're tight like that. We don't need anyone else to know. Well, I don't think that's true. So maybe you need to dig in your little Bible, which can be on your phone, can't it? And seek that out and see if that is true or not. And I'll help you out here a little bit. It's not. So there we go. That was just a little bit of a help. So, what is it that you do at school that you wouldn't do at church? Yeah. Okay. Does something come to your mind right away? You can definitely put that in this little chat thing. And if you want to find me, message me, contact me, you know what? You can talk to me about this stuff because I truly do want to know. All right. I can see kids that say that they go to church and that they even say that they are a Christian. I can see the way they're living their life. So if I can see, everybody else around you can see, right? I don't have to be in your home to see things that you are doing, and neither does anybody else. So that is kind of what I'm talking about here today. What kind of things do you wear? So even though we've talked before about like girls, and the things that they are wearing and what kind of message is it giving to, yeah, guys and to really other people, right? It doesn't have to be just the opposite sex. And oh my gosh, look what she's wearing and look what the message she's giving. It's a message that you give to every single person. Just different people respond to it differently. And that's kind of the same thing. So what kind of shirts with words, whatever it is, are you wearing? So, guys, uh, what what is it that you wear at school that you would not wear at church, and why not? Yeah. So, I'd like to know that. Okay, why don't you wear specific certain shirts? Okay, to church, but you wear them at school. And then what? Why do you wear it? Why are you wearing it? Because, well, it's funny. That's why. Because I like what it says. So then why don't you wear that to church? Because there's a double standard, isn't there? You have a double standard of what you would wear to church and maybe what's on your shirt compared to what you would wear to school. So is that kind of being a hypocrite? Hmm. Is it? You can let me know, okay? You can respond to this, definitely. So then it's not just your parents, is it? And even though, yes, your parents have a lot of influence, yes, in your life, and what they say is very strong with the way they live and the things that they do. And yes, it does reflect on you. And yeah, so many times you are going to become like your dad. You're going to become like your mom. And sometimes you're like, man, don't even say that because I don't really care for my parents. And that's probably just right now. As you get older, you will probably be like, man, my dad is pretty cool. My mom, man, I love my mom. She's a great person. So you might not see those things right now in your parents, and it doesn't mean that they aren't cool people. And it doesn't mean that they are not super fantastic themselves. Sometimes you're just selfish and you just don't see it because you want everything to be about you. And when you realize everything they do is for you, then it kind of changes things. So as you get older, you will see that. And here's when you're really going to see it is when, yes, that you are not living at home, but here is the biggest time is when you are really going to see, holy smokes, how much my parents did for me is when you have a child. And I'm not encouraging you to go get pregnant. Okay. No, 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 no. All right. None of that stuff. So teenage life, and parenting life is not the same. But the things that you wear, the things that you do at home, at school, a lot of times is not the same that you would be doing at church, is it? And if you are this what Christian, doesn't Jesus go with you everywhere? Doesn't the Bible say what I will never leave nor forsake you? Do you see and hear the never? I will never leave nor forsake you. So it's not God and it's not Jesus leaving us. We're leaving him, aren't we? But when you see and you have other teenagers wearing things that might be showing their finer qualities, and she is saying she's a Christian, you kind of see her differently, don't you? When you see them with inappropriate shirts, whatever like the phrase is, the statement, the picture on there, you think of that person a little bit differently, don't you? Yeah, you do. Of course you do. And even though you might know that they go to church, you might know that they have, well, they have maybe even strict, really super strict parents. I'm kind of surprised that they're wearing that shirt because I bet their mom wouldn't want them wearing that. I bet their dad would not want them wearing that. I bet their dad wouldn't want her dressing that way. Although there's sometimes dads that don't speak up and say anything. And the girl's wearing that anyway because the dad needs to stand up and speak up. And the daughter needs to hear it and then go change. All right. So if her mom is telling her, I don't think you should wear that, then maybe you shouldn't. Okay. Because your parents, they actually know things. Believe it or not, they do. They know some things in life. So when they're telling you, I don't know if you should be wearing that, I think you should change. And you're like, oh, I'm totally fine. I'm fine. You don't need to be telling me what to wear. I'm fine. I look cute. I look great. Well, you should listen to your parents. All right. So when they're saying things, I don't think you should wear that shirt. I think you need to change. So what is it that your shirt says? Especially like in schools, they a lot of times will make you like wear your shirt inside out because what you're wearing is so inappropriate that they make you, all right, you need to change that shirt. You need to just turn it inside out because the school doesn't generally have a whole wardrobe for teenagers that dress inappropriately to put this on. So I guess you could go wear your gym shirt, can't you? But ew, that's probably stinky and gross. So sometimes schools, they'll make you turn it inside out. But here's the thing. Uh, why are you wearing it? What is the point? What's the purpose? What is it that is funny to you? What is it that you want to be wearing? Because here is a lot of it. It is okay. See, I'm talking to the Christian here. Okay, so if you're not a Christian and you're listening to the show, it's okay. You can still listen. Okay, you might want to plug your ears and be like, okay, this? What's up with this Christian stuff all the time? So you can just plug your ears, maybe. But hey, you can also do this. Okay, you want to be a Christian? I'll help you be that right now. Okay, because it's a heart thing. Here you go. You just repeat after me. All right. Okay, Shawna. This is how you're going to do it. Okay. So Lord, thank you for dying for my sins. Thank you for coming into my life. I need you to live in me so that I can live for you. Forgive me for the things that I have done, and I need you and I need you to live in me and guide me. I believe that Jesus died on that cross for me, and I want to live for him because he died for me. In Jesus' name, amen. Bam! There you go. Okay, it didn't take 2 hours, it didn't take anything. This prayer comes from your heart. It's not just words that you say, okay? It's not just things that are coming out of your mouth, okay? This is a heart thing. So it can be short, long, however. You can go even after the show and, you know what, say something different because as long as it comes from your heart, that you are believing that Jesus died for you, that he died on that cross, he rose from the grave and he lives today. And that is how you get Jesus to live in you. So if you really did say that, all right, it's like seriously, angels are rejoicing. Woohoo! In heaven. High five, angels. Woo! All right. There's like a party going on because one person has accepted Jesus as their Lord and Savior. So that is pretty awesome. So if that was you, you know what? Hey, definitely let me know because that is fantastic. So if you are this Christian, okay, see, things change. God changes us now from the inside out. So then when I'm talking about the things that we're wearing, the things that we're doing, it is a heart issue, okay? So the Bible even talks about, like what you put in you reflects out of you. So that is huge. So then if you are wearing inappropriate words on your shirt, that is a heart issue. That is what is inside of you reflecting out of you for all to see. Not because someone has to go to your house and see how you're behaving, but because they see it loud and clear on what your shirt is saying, what your shirt, the picture baby, showing. So you are showing who you are with what you are wearing, with the words that are on your shirt. So here's even a thing too. And you might have something that says Jesus loves you. Um, God is number one in my life, or, even s- Christianese things, okay, on your shirt. But then you turn around and you're trying to get it on with some girl that's just walked right past you. So, see, that's the same thing, isn't it? Your shirt is saying one thing, but your actions are totally trying to do something different. So that is hypocritical, isn't it? That is, yeah. That is wrong. Okay. That is just flat out wrong. So that's the same thing. It doesn't matter what your shirt is saying, doesn't matter what the picture is showing, what is in your heart. Do you live what is on your shirt? Do you live what is showing? Okay. So when you're sitting there saying how your parents are hypocritical, when you can't stand the fact that they live two different lives, what is your life? How are you living what you would say who you are? And I know a lot of times you are finding out who you are, but you still should have some sort of a little bit of a something in there that you don't want to what? I don't want to be this person because why? I don't want to act like this. Okay? See, those are some things that even if you're 13, you you're still smart enough to know right from wrong. You're still smart enough to know like, well, you know what? I really don't want to do that. I really don't want to act like that. And it's not because you're trying to be lazy and you're just laying around not doing anything. It's because you're actually smart enough to know, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to act like that. But see, sometimes people, what? They get mad. Well, you're just being so judgmental. Why you got to be so judgy? You're just judging me all the time. No, that's not always the case, is it? It isn't. It's because, no, because I don't want to act that way. Okay. That's why. That's not me judging you. That's me saying, I don't want to act like that. And I'm not going to be like that. Hey, if that's who you want to be, I guess that's fine, right? But don't expect me to come along with you and be that person with you. So then don't. It's good for you to stand up for yourself. That is a good thing. It's good for you to stand up and speak up and then what? Show up also. Not just to be wearing things and talking a certain way and being really inappropriate, that you're laughing at icky jokes. And so many times, people do that because why? They want to fit in. So I think I've said this before when I was talked about this girl who, and I'm sure I said this in a previous show, but I'm going to say it again. Okay. When we were talking about, language. So I was walking in the mall. Okay. So this girl, I'm not even kidding you. She was so gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. Like, holy smokes. You see attractive people from time to time, but this girl, she was a teenager, was absolutely beautiful. So as I got closer, because there was a group of teenagers, they are standing where the direction I'm walking. So I'm walking, I see this group of teens and I see her. And oh my golly, though, every other word was F this and F that and just cussing, cussing, cussing. And instantly, all of the, outward beauty was completely sucked out and sucked away from her because of her trying to fit in, because she's thinking, well, I got, to talk this way so that, impress my friends, or this is how they talk. But, when you speak that way, often and a lot, it becomes your normal language. You don't even realize that you're doing it all the time because it's See, it becomes a heart issue because that is like how you talk. When you just talk negative all the time too, yeah, that's like suck the life out of you, isn't it? It's like, oh great, here they come, here comes the happy camper. And you don't want to be around that because when people are so negative, like golly, yeah, the Debbie Downer. So yeah, people don't want to be around that. But when people are just constantly with their language crappy and trashy, it totally sucks out anything that was attractive. And it's not because this girl had all kinds of makeup on and fake eyelashes on and, fake tan and like all these things to try to make herself beautiful. She was just absolutely gorgeous from the distance. So as you got closer and as you could hear what's coming out of her mouth, it wasn't so beautiful after all. And it actually made my heart sad for her because she did not realize truly how absolutely gorgeous she was. So then she's doing these other things because she's insecure about herself. So she's thinking, I have, to talk this way. And then it's, the attention. She could have been a model because she was that absolutely just naturally beautiful on the outside. But on the inside of who she wasn't. So it made my heart very sad for her because she had no idea, like really, truly no idea. So then again, who is it that you want to be? Okay. What do you want to be known for? Those of you who are seniors right now in high school, what do you want to be known for? What are the things that you want people to remember about you? The things that you wore. So if you're going to wear a cross, what does it mean to you? Because when people see that, right? What is it? What are you reflecting from wearing a cross? Okay. What does it mean to you when you have that on? You have a shirt that has a giant cross on it, and maybe Jesus is, hanging on that cross. What does that even mean to you? Why are you wearing that stuff? What are you trying to say with the shirt? Okay, but then what is your actions speaking louder? Don't they say that, right? Isn't that a saying? Actions speak louder than words. And even on a picture, whatever that is. So what does that even mean to you? So the shirts that you are wearing inappropriately, okay, what does that even mean? Why are you wearing it? What's the point of you wearing it? And if you say again, well, it's fun, it's funny, is it though? Ladies, if your boyfriend has a very inappropriate shirt on, okay, that's like a sexual something, that not everybody understands it, but you do, you know what it's talking about. What is your response to your boyfriend if he's wearing that? All right. Because does it reflect on you and him? Because people generally know that that's your boyfriend, don't they? Yeah, they do. Okay. Especially in school, they know that that is your boyfriend. So then what is your response to what he is wearing? Now, I'm not trying to tell you to to be all up in his business, okay? And to be telling him what to do and you better not be wearing that. But sometimes, yeah, you know what? You need to get a little bit like, uh, why are you wearing that shirt? What does that mean? Why do you have that on? So it's okay for you to ask them some questions. You don't have to be trying to be his mom because sometimes that's how they are, huh? Well, you're not my mom. I can wear whatever I want. Well, you're right. I'm not your mom, but I am your girlfriend. Okay. So your shirt, what's that even saying about me then? Because I don't associate that way. So do you see what I'm saying here? I I am not that person that your shirt is actually kind of reflecting on us. And I'm not that person. So it's okay for you to say that stuff. It's okay for you ladies to stand up and speak up. Okay? There's nothing wrong with you doing that, even if it is your boyfriend. And if he wants to break up with you for that kind of stuff, then let him. Bye bye. See you later. All right. You're in high school. It's not like you were planning to get married in a few months. At least I hope not. Okay. Because you're in high school. So it's okay for you to not have a boyfriend because when you do have a relationship, they do need to be respecting you with even what they're wearing. Okay. With the words that are on their shirts, the picture that is on their clothing. That is a respect towards themselves and towards you, isn't it? The same thing for you, ladies. Okay. When I've talked about this before, How you are dressing, that is a reflection, yes, of yourself. And sometimes guys do like that. They want other guys, people to be looking at their girlfriend like that. Some guys like that. Well, yeah, because you know what? She's with me. You know, the prize. They want to have the, oh, you know, she's the hottest one here. She's the best one and she looks better than your girlfriend. There are some guys that are like that. I got to tell you, it's not a lot of guys, okay? And if that's the only reason why your boyfriend wants you to be with him because of the inappropriate way you are dressing, then yeah, that's another thing to be like, no, bye bye, see you later, okay? Because it's wrong. It totally is wrong because he's not respecting you and you're not respecting you. So that then again reflects not only on you, it reflects on your relationship, doesn't it? Because again, as you get older, you're going to see what I'm talking about if you really don't understand right now. But as you do get older, you will understand, especially this. Okay. So then when you do get married and then you have children, all right, guys, here you go. So this teenage guy now is dating your super fantastic, sweet, beautiful teenage daughter. And the shirts that you're wearing, he's now wearing at your house. And you do know what those shirts mean. You do know what the picture is indicating. So now, how do you feel that this guy is coming in your house? He's going on a date with your daughter, and that's the shirt he chooses to wear. So, what's going to be your thought, your reaction, your response? And you might be thinking, well, I'm not going to have any kids. Well, I'm not going to have a daughter for sure. Well, you don't know that, do you? You do not know that. How about a sister? Right now, do you have a sister? What about a cousin who happens to be a female? And some teenage guy is wanting to date her, and those are the clothing that he is choosing to wear around you. And he wants to date your sweet little cousin, your beautiful sister, your cousin, your neighbor, your friend's friend, okay? You might be trying to date your friend's friend. So what is it that you are going to be wearing? How are you going to be acting? What are the things that you are going to be doing? Because again, it's a hard issue and it reflects who you are because people don't generally wear things that don't reflect who they are. Sometimes, you know, it's like, okay, I'm just going to throw this t-shirt on. But for the most part, people don't just walk around, I'm just gonna throw this t-shirt on, and hurry, I'm late for church, and it has the big giant F word on it. That's not the t-shirt you generally grab and just throw on because you're late, is it? No, not generally. You would probably grab a jacket, try to do something, or you probably wouldn't go. You'd be like, oh man, well, I can't wear this to church. Well, why not? You wear it everywhere else. So why can't you wear it to church? So that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Pay attention to what you're wearing. Pay attention to how it reflects who you are because it does reflect who you are. How appropriate, how inappropriate. What is it saying? And then how are you living your life that it is saying that is who you are? Is it saying, are you living your life on who you say you are? Okay. I'm not going to have sex until I'm married. Uh, I'm not going to, you know, be cussing a lot. I'm not going to be doing those things. But do you? You know, you might say those things. Now, I'm not talking about that you need to be perfect here. All right. It's not about being perfect. It's not about not having fun because so many times people think, well, you know what, Shawna, being a Christian sucks. It's not even fun. You know, nobody has a good time. Nobody laughs. Nobody does anything. Well, that's on you, isn't it? Because you choose to not have fun. You choose to be boring. Definitely. Just because you are Christ follower doesn't mean you have to be boring. That's yourself. There's people that don't follow Christ and are boring. So it's not about having all these rules and I can't do this, and I can't do that. Again, it's a heart issue. It's who do you want to be? How do you want to be reflecting who you are? And what are your standards? What are your beliefs? What are your boundaries? Who are you? And as you're growing up, finding that out, who do you want to be? So that might be something that you want to write down. by the time I graduate, this is who, I want to be. These are things that I kind of want to accomplish. This is who I want to be known for by the time I graduate high school, whether it's in sports, whether it's in band, music, drama, or just your life in general, because you don't have to be active in like drama or the productions or anything like that to even have goals in your life. Okay. And to say who you do want to be, because life continues, believe it or not, after high school. Who you are in high school right now does not mean that's who you're going to be in 10 years. Definitely not. But you can do some things differently right now. And you can make goals and set some goals and really decide, well, okay, who do I want to be? And what do I want to be known for when I do graduate? Because for some of you, that's pretty soon. You might be graduating this year. Some of you, it might be in a year. That's not a lot of time, is it? That you might need to make some solid changes in your life with your attitude, with who you hang out with the things that you do, with the things that you never thought you would do, but now you do, and they're not good things. You can change all of that. All right. So you don't have to be someone that you don't like because you don't like the person you have become. Or if you're thinking, I don't like the person I am, period, because you know what? My life is boring. I don't have any friends. I don't really do anything. That will change. It definitely will change. If you don't have any good friends right now, uh, as long as you are being a good person yourself, okay? Because it doesn't end here, all right? So this is just a stepping stone in life. But the things that you do, the things that you wear, the things that you are showing on your clothing, okay, that definitely reflects you right now. That's what you definitely need to be aware of. And that's what the show is about. I want you to be aware of what you're wearing, aware of what it's saying, and aware of your own heart. And not this follow your heart. Okay, that's just dumb. That is seriously just the dumbest thing ever, because you know what? Our heart leads us astray. Okay. Definitely. If I was to follow my heart the whole time of everything in my life, well, I would not be sitting here right now. That is for sure. So do not follow your heart. All right. Because your heart's going to take you down places that you're going to be like, what the heck, heart? Why am I here? Why did I follow you? Why did I do that now? So you don't want to look back and be wishing that you would not have. So just kind of listen to what I'm saying here. This is some words of wisdom for you. So, uh, to be wise to hear what I'm saying and to take it to heart. Okay. Even though I just talked about that, didn't I? But when I'm saying it's a heart issue, again, it's what are the things you're putting in you? Like music. What type of music are you listening to? What type of movies are you watching? What types of things are you watching on YouTube, on TikTok, on just your social media, your snaps? What are the videos that you're just making even? And you're watching and you're putting, see, in you. All of those things you put in you. And the boundary comes like this. I'm not going to watch that. If it's inappropriate, because see, you know right from wrong. I don't have to tell you what's inappropriate because you know. Whether you know Jesus or not, you definitely know. So, what are you going to do with those things that you are looking at? Are you going to stop looking at them? Because when they're icky, you know what? You put icky in you, and then icky reflects out of you. Okay. So, what are you wearing? Do you need to go through your closet, your wardrobe, and maybe think about some things that you might need to get rid of? Even like, man, I just got that shirt. I just got that for Christmas and I really wanted it, but should you be wearing it? Should you? Because I really want to know that. If you want to respond to that, please do. All right. Let me know. And again, you need to think about what's the example that you are giving to the little people in your life, whether they live in your home, whether they see you at school, on the bus, they see you outside, they see you walking around, they see you at a game, they see you at the store, because I guarantee you they recognize you. You might not recognize them, but they definitely recognize you. They see you, and so many of them, those little people, they look up to you. So you need to be paying attention to the example and the influence that you are reflecting out to them. because, like I said, and I'll say it again, because they want to be just like you, because to them, you are super cool. Like, man, they're so cool. And you know what? I'm sure you are super cool and fantastic. But now, what are you going to do with your super coolness? Okay. I hope that you are getting something out of this. I hope that it has, maybe stirred up some thoughts in you that you might be thinking, I might need to get rid of some things in my wardrobe. And maybe you get to go shopping. Hey, woohoo! That's always fun. Maybe buy some new things, okay, online that you can wear and it can reflect who you are and how you live your life. All right. So, hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I will see you in the next Talking to Teens show.